Okay, let's talk about a couple different man-made water sources. I want to touch on water towers as well as pressure tanks. So if you live in a city and you're hooked up to the city's water supply, then you are getting your water pressure from a water tower sometimes. So the groundwater is pumped up and sent to the city's water treatment plant where they're going to remove sediment and bacteria from the water, and then it's going to be pressurized and sent out through the main feed lines that lead to all of the homes and businesses in the area. But during the peak demand times for water consumption, like early in the morning where everybody is waking up and showering and brushing their teeth at the same time, the pump can't provide enough water pressure to everybody that needs to use it. And that's where the water tower comes in. So when the water tower starts providing water to those same main feed lines that lead to all the homes and the businesses in the area, it's doing so with gravity. So the water in the water tower is stored up at the top of the tower in the tank, and then it's fed down through the base of the tower and to the main lines that lead to the businesses and homes in the area. So for every 1 foot of height on the water tower, it's going to provide 0.43 psi or pounds per square inch of pressure. And your average city water supply runs between 50 and 100 psi. So that water tower has to be tall enough to provide that pressure to all of the homes and businesses that it serves. That's why a lot of times water towers will be located on high ground or up on top of a hill so that they don't have to be built up so tall to have enough gravity to provide enough pressure for the water. And then at the low demand times for water consumption, like in the middle of the night, that's when the pump has the opportunity to refill that water tower instead of supplying water directly to all the homes and businesses. And the water tower holds about 1 day's worth of water. So if we ever lose power or the pumps aren't working, then we will have water pressure for 1 day from the water that's stored in the water tower. And if you have a private well at your house for your water source, then you probably have some sort of pressure tank like this one. So your well pump will turn on and fill this tank up with water, which will push any air inside up to the top here, and that's what pressurizes it. So then when you open a faucet, that pressurized air will push the water out, and once it gets down to the lower end of that pressure threshold that you want to keep it between, then your well pump will turn back on and refill it. And this will keep your well pump from having to constantly be running to maintain pressure in your house, which will help it last longer.